So glad we're not live with all my terrible pet complaints. Hi, we're live. How's it going, everybody? So awesome to see you here on the second episode of Edge of Legend. We're going to start things up with a quick introduction, just so those of you that don't know can now know who you're going to watch on the show. So we're going to start off first with Casey.
Hello, I am Casey Sarth. I play Maythias, the human rogue. I and my character go by he, him pronouns, and I'm excited to have you join us. Yeah!
All right, shooting it over to Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy. I go by she and her, as well as my character Eloise, who is a sorcerer, and she is 11 years old and very proud of it.
That's right. All right, and Ian.
Hey, my name is Ian. I play Woodwort and roll for his best friend Mush, and all of us go by he, him. It's good to see you guys.
Next up, Sidney.
Hi, my name's Sidney, and I play Ilona, who is a cloistered half-elf, and she's an innocent cinnamon bun that is making friends, and she's very excited, and my pronouns are she, her, for both.
All right. Michael.
Howdy, howdy. I am Michael Powell, and my pronouns are he, him, and I play Rufa, the human investigator.
All right. And Kylie.
Hi, I'm Kylie. I go she, her, and stay with my character, Chionubis, who is an elven ranger. Great times.
Yeah. And last but not least, my name is PJ. I am your GM. My pronouns are he, him. I almost said something like hey, he, hey.
It'll get your attention.
Hey!
I fail at having
Hey.
pronouns. Anyway, so my pronouns are he, him, and I'll be playing every character we see along the way. And that being said, now you've met the crew, let's get into the story. So last we left off, a nice peaceful town of Cobbledale, where all of our heroes met through this unusual happenstance of stepping off a boat, as simply as that. As they got to feel the vibe of the town, this very free and open and joyous little hamlet on the hill, they come to find out that's a very special holy holiday, the Vigil of Forgiveness Day. And as they taste the sweet buns of Business Alley and the sweet, awkward comeuppance and the 6 gold coins hotel and military barracks, suddenly the skies go black and fire starts to break through the canopy of trees. And before you know it, their simple little day in Cobbledale is now being littered with giant siege spears crashing into the Cobbledale stone, colliding with buildings and perforating some of the people of this town. And with that comes the onslaught of orcs and goblins screaming and hollering and attacking everyone. And that's where we're going to start off right away. Without any bit of rest or respite, I need all my players to roll a new initiative.
Oh,
Whoa!
another one!
Another one!
It comes again!
You better get used to it. There's going to be a lot of initiatives.
But it's better this time.
That's good.
The only way we learn. Through fighting.
What are we using for our initiative bonus in this one?
So for this one, we're going to be basing this off your perception
Great.
bonus.
Cool.
Yes. All right. So let me get
I'm
those,
really proud of my
initiatives.
roll. It's gonna say that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let's save what I was going to say the best for last, but I don't know what it is yet. Casey, what do you got?
21.
Nice. Not bad. Amy, what you got?
23.
Dang. Ian, what you got?
27.
Jeez.
Dang.
Ooh.
Thought I was doing okay.
Sydney, what you got?
14.
Oh.
Oof. Oof.
Kylie, what you got?
24.
24. And Michael, see what that big number is, buddy.
Net 1!
Oh, no!
With my perception, it's
Great.
8.
All right, let me put that in there. But with the dog
Really
voice,
proud of it.
You were busy.
Yeah. With the dark voice, I look into the rainy abyss and say, "It has begun." So with that crit fail, gosh, we're gonna start with Ian. Ian going first. So, as you have just been able to allow people to retreat into Isawo's house for defense, there's this kind of awkward calm before the storm. You know this calm all too well. It's a kind of calm where the birds stop chirping, the animals stop moving, life itself pauses. And as the pause lays heavily on you, it is then broken by the sound of another volley of spears coming off the horizon. At this point in time, you realize that while you may be in Business Alley, this little living work quarter, your options for running away are limited. So here's what we're going to do. All of you are going to be caught up in this volley of siege spears being hurled by God knows who. So we're going to go through a line, and as we do, I want what you do. Depending on what you do, I will give you a skill check or a save, depending on that. So, Ian, second volley incoming, you and Mush in the middle of an alley. What are you going to do?
To start this one off, I think, Woodwort yells out, "Mush, get out of here!" And Mush immediately uses his burrow speed of 10 feet to go straight down. Got it. I can't work with plot armor on this one, so I'm gonna try to protect him as much as I can.
Yeah.
And I think Woodwort. I think he's actually going to go into the building, Isawo's house, if he can. If he's standing outside of it, he's going to try to go inside that door. And anybody who's outside, I think it was Eloise was near him last, and Rufa.
I believe those two are running off the center of square, where the other three were standing, for lack of a better word, holding the line. Because love isn't always
fantastic.
okay.
As Mush Woodwort holds open the door. Come on, y'all, you don't need to be out there with this kind of calamity. Get on inside. You're all city people. You like the buildings.
All right, so what we're going to do then, as part of this second wave action, since you're trying to get all the stragglers to you and convince Mush to pull a good old-fashioned Bugs Bunny and get the heck out of Dodge, I need a diplomacy check from you.
Ooh. We found out that I was really bad at this last time, so...
Yeah, you can always roll well on a bad stat. That's
I got
half
an 8.
of my... An 8. Oof.
An 8.
Oof. Well, I got to make a mark of that.
Yeah.
So,
called the wrong people city people.
So you say, come on, you city people. You do your whole spiel. And as you do, you can tell the people are actually very perturbed by the loving yet shrill nature of your ways. And they proceed to run in a panic.
Ooh.
Mush gets the cue from you to basically start burrowing down. And as he does, though, he seems to have kind of a hard time focusing on where a good spot is to break in through the cobblestones. He gets a delay. He's only able to move 5 feet in the dirt.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. Next on the list, we have Kylie. Kylie, the 3 orcs that you have just slaughtered are now slumped on the ground. You see Morel, who is cross-armed under the shield, shrug off the shield spear as he turns to Ilona and says, "I'm sorry," and then runs back off into the forest. You stand right there with this awkward Morel apology. And of course, a huge oncoming volley of spears.
It couldn't have waited like 10 more seconds. Baby man, like it's that.
Look,
Right?
he's 6'6" of an awkward dude. I mean, come on, we all been there.
Respect points lost.
I too have been a 6'6" awkward dude. Yes.
Been there. I've been there. How close are we to those stairs and like that edge of the cliff to get down to like the docks?
Good question. They're literally right behind you, but you're gonna be moving down the stairs and it's pretty long. So if you want to actually get all the way down to the bottom, I'm going to need an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Or you can give me a reflex save. It's your choice.
I'm gonna do reflex.
All right. Let me see that reflex.
12.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to make a little note there. Oh, and we lost her. Don't worry, she will be coming back soon, and we will continue the story, and we'll catch her up when she comes back. That being said, up next is Amy. Oh, and there she is. She's coming back already. Amy, so last we checked, you were running into the center of town. You see 3 strong, strapping heroes, and one awkward big man running away, apologizing for you don't know what, as the spears just start colliding or coming over the edge to collide again.
Are there other enemies, or is it just the spears for right now?
For right now, all you can tell is that it's just the spears.
So big tall guy with shield ran away, so
Mhm.
that cover is gone. Is there any like piece of shrapnel, like piece of wood or anything nearby?
There is a lot of debris and detritus from the first wave that attacked the city. You can easily either give me a perception check to find any, or if you want to, an acrobatics check to quickly duck in the nearest one.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of rush as far forward as I can towards where I see those people and kind of try to duck and give myself partial cover.
Okay.
So, acrobatics?
Yes, please.
Woo. Not bad. Acrobatics. That's a 17.
17. All right. 17. You are able, with your strong little feet, you find the a perfect little place and you slide right in. No problem at all. Next up, we have Casey.
All right, so I would like to ask a few questions. So I want to look around and see. I want to see if, like, how in danger I am with one coming. Like, if I need to, which way to dodge, maybe. And I want to know how close am I to the water.
Good question. Good question. So it will take approximately 3 movements. So that's approximately 90 feet to get from where you are down to the docks by this wooden staircase. You can approximately assume it's, yeah. So if you wanted to, like, you know, sneak your way down, you can do.
I wasn't sure how much I'd moved away from there. Turns out a lot, so I'm gonna see that. Noted. Not going there. And how close are the other 2 near me?
You see Chionubis do an amazing hand plant on the side, and then she leaps off with great majesty. You don't know where she vanishes to, but you can tell from the noise that happens down the way, it's not good. But she is now approximately 90 feet south below you. You notice what looks like a small child did this really amazing, like, baseball slide under this giant chunk of debris and in a spear that's kind of lodged within it, kind of poking it up. Yeah.
How large did you say it was? Are we talking like fit multiple people, or are we looking like Titanic level where it's like I might still die?
I would say this. For her, it's a perfect hidey hole. For you and her, it'd be a tight fit. You'd have to make a really good save or a really good acrobatics check on that.
All right. So what about Ilona? Because my plan is to run to Ilona.
Ilona is nearby and going to have her turn after you.
Great. So I'm going to move over to her as my first action, and I'm going to say, "We need to move." And I guess I will hold, and like I will use my second action to butt clench for any reflex saves.
All right.
For butt clench.
Only for butt clench. So no checks made this time.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to Sidney. Sidney.
Oh.
Chionubis vanishes over the ledge of the place that she is at. You see Maythias, who is with the hood, who's this hooded figure, who just saw basically stab guys in the face with his hands, and he's like,
Scary man.
and he's just like, stay close by, you know, all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, this like little girl does this expert slide into this hidey hole, kind of between where she came out of and near the 6 gold coins. This badass slide. What do you do?
Well, I'm looking at all of my possible basic actions. And since Maythias just jumped in front of me and he's like, "We need to get out of here or take cover," I'm like, "Okay, stabby boy, I'm going to use my action to take cover."
Okay.
Right here.
What are you going to take cover behind? Is the question. You're open.
Maythias.
That's a bad one.
Perfect.
Makes sense.
All right, Maythias. So the minute you look at her and turn your back, you feel her grab you, turn you to the facing the spears, and hide behind you.
As a
All right.
reaction, as the spears are coming toward us, I have shield.
Okay. Now, we are doing this just as one simple action, and depending on what that is, it's a roll or a save. Oh, I'm sorry, a skill check or a save. So we'll hold on to that for later. Right now, it's just about surviving this coming volley. So, Casey, you kind of withheld your action. That butt is super clenched. What you going to do with that butt?
Well, this butt would like the dead orc butt.
All right, so,
I want to know the relation of dead orc butt to my clenched, now covered butt.
So what I will give you, since there are 3 hefty orcs, which you know for a fact have been deaded quite recently, I will give you a stealth check to, I assume, hide under these dead orc butts? Is that what you're doing?
Potentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Possibly.
So
I mean, it's going to impale all of us, but I might get slightly less impaling, so I'll take it.
yeah,
See what we got.
you will have the truest equivalent of a meat shield.
Does that mean it's my meat shield?
23.
What was that there?
There's a 23 on stealth.
Very good. All right. That's much better. Okay. So, you're still with Maythias. That's is that right, Ilona?
Yeah, I assume I'm holding on to him so hard I also go under the meat shield.
You would be, but I need a stealth check from you,
No!
the cloistered cleric.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, so as I power slam them, and they're like, "Hold on!"
Guys, my dexterity modifier is a -1.
No.
Yes.
Nice.
That's a bad good smile.
2.
He's better than a crit fail.
Yeah.
Just about not, yeah.
All right. Now, Michael. Oh, wait. Yes, Casey?
So I think I might still have 1 movement left.
Only one action. This is just a simple, quick little montage cut piece as you guys run away from the spears. That's why I said a skill check or a save, depending on what your one action is.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Because I wanted to basically undo what I... So I moved and then slid, but I want to see if I can get back to this cleric.
We'll see about that, but right now what happens is you dive and you perfectly grab this orc body with your momentum and roll over, and it's completely encapsulating you. Ilona, as you're holding and running with this hooded figure, and he dives, you dive with him, and then you kind of like, haha, you land, and then you realize you're next to him, but you're nowhere underneath the orc body. It almost looks like you're spooning the orc. You're just like, I know you're dead, but we can make this work. It's okay.
Thousands of years from now, when the archaeologists find this, they'll ask specifically what happened right here.
Yeah. They're going to take a look at the CD and go, apparently an orc with a full human inside of him laid with his sister, who was the other human who wasn't inside of him. That being said, now, Michael, I hate to punish you, but you did get a crit fail, so I'm going to punish you. So before we get to that, it's not going to be massive. It's just going to be mathematical. I need to know what you're going to do now that you've seen Eloise slide off like a badass into her perfect hidey hole. You see this hooded figure grab this dead body and just, canopy himself. You see this figure just kind of jump off the side of God knows what. And you see the cleric, in the fetal position, spooning said dead orc. And you are in a wide open field, and the spears are coming. What do you do?
Question: you said we have one action, but would a free action count as part of that one action?
Maybe. Depends if it is necessary to help the other action. What do you have in mind?
Actually, it does. Because I want to use my free action ability that Investigator has called Observe Exponentially, which means I observe my surroundings super fast. Everything slows down to bullet time for me, basically. So I could use Seek. I want to see, like, if that's like a doorway or like my surroundings, doorways, and options.
Okay. I'll tell you what. So what we're gonna do then is, because I have a feeling if I tell you what you're gonna get, you're gonna run there. So I want you to roll a reflex save -2.
Okay. $22.
And that's with the -2?
Yeah.
Damn.
I have a really high reflex.
Damn. So your brain slows down. You can almost hear the sound of the vacuum overcoming you as all audible senses kick out, and you start having that kind of Sherlock Holmes moment. Hidey hole to the west, too small for me. By the time I get in there, I hurt myself with my hip and my back. That'd be a bad combination. Orc bodies, they may be thick and meaty, but already one body cannot be trusted enough. Clearly, bad choice of tactics. Statue, tall, but if that gets compromised, the statue will kill me before the spear does. Then you look and you see the 6 golden coins, and you're like, bingo, it's got a roof, it's got walls, and if anything is compromised, it also has tables to hide under for further protection. Superior cover. And you book it for the 6 golden coins. And as you run inside, open the door, and as you close the door, this spearhead breaks through the door and is inches from your nose. And with that, we're going back to Chionubis, who just Batman jumped off a ledge. So...
and then off of the screen.
Yeah. So Chionubis, you just go really cool, hit, and you jump. And it's after that initial leap where you realize, oh, no, the stairs are close to the wall face. They don't extend out. And you just start falling and falling. Because it's 90 feet, and that's a lot, I'm going to want you, and I'll give you this as a freebie. Give me an acrobatics check to break your fall, or else you might have to take approximately 8d6 of fall damage.
Oh.
Hoping for ones and then d6s. Hoping for ones.
Grappling hook that you totally have.
I'm only level 1 cleric.
I was gonna say, even if he rolled only once, that's
I'm on
like half
5
her health.
HP.
Oh god.
I'm already at 5.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's not something a cleric can fix. That's gonna be a little harder to fix.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Don't do this.
That's a nat 1.
It's okay.
Oh no! Okay, all right.
I'm not crying, you are.
You know a guy with a magic door. We can go there.
Okay, so, oof, you have 5 HP. You have 5 HP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, 86. Even if I roll the smallest amount, it will still be 8. So, you leap off. You start having that thought in your head, the thought we all have, you know, when we've been out partying or making bad life choices.
You
go,
done messed up.
Free falling.
Yep, you have that moment of, maybe this was a bad choice. Maybe I didn't think this through. And as
Miscalculated.
Exactly. And eventually the ground gets closer and closer, and the wind is whipping so heavy that your senses completely blur. And with that, you can feel this horrible aching pain in your legs, and everything goes black. Now, here's the thing. She's dying. She's not dead.
I'll say.
And here's where it gets complicated, because she has 4 rounds of dying condition before she dies for good. So that means someone has to go heal her or use a medical test. to stabilize
It
her.
was nice knowing you all.
And
It was great.
just to-
Second episode. I've been doing great.
just because I want to be clear with this, if I'm in the doorway, or Woodwort is in the doorway of Isawo's house, he does not see these three, correct? They're too far away.
He'd be way too far away, deep down the alley, about to enter what could only be described as a unknown stronghold.
Were there any audible noises?
Yeah,
from
was there like a
treachery?
crunch?
Yes, there was. Yes, there was.
Why would you ask that? You could have asked about a yell. You could have asked about a
Because
cry
he
for help.
mentioned pain,
You went
okay?
with crunch.
You know, when people fall off the
Oh my
mast
God.
onto a ship, they make a crunch. I'm going by what I know.
Look, as someone who has messed up
How
his
do you know
ACL,
Wow.
look, as someone who's messed up their ACL, let me tell you, the knees only work so good, and they make noises. They make
True.
terrible noises. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Been there.
absolutely. Oh God. Ooh, the life of a wannabe athlete. Anyway, Casey and Sidney, I need perception checks. Bonus if they are for hearing.
Do I
Oh,
get
do you-
one or am I too far away?
I would say you're too far away and also
Okay.
covered by stone and masonry.
So just straight up
It's awesome
perception.
knowing you guys.
Just
Just perception check. If you get any bonuses for hearing, like some elven abilities might give.
well, I know I heard it. So we gotta go fix her BLT. That is a 28.
Oof. Sidney, what was that perception check at?
Well, it's not 28, but it is it's a 19.
Okay. So, and this is we're going to end this first round of combat before things get crazy. As you guys are hiding under the spears haven't landed yet, people. So, as Casey and Sidney are hiding under a dead orc, and I use air quotes because Sidney's doing her best. You both hear the poof, and it kind of came in the direction of that badass who just leapt off like Batman.
Well,
And you kind of do the math in your head. Let's see, 90 feet. Injury happens above 10. Usually mortal death happens over 30. Oh no.
Oh no.
You now realize that this amazing companion who helps fight alongside you is dying 90 feet below you. And with that, we're going to go to the second round. First up, Ian.
Well, I guess. First off, I'm going to say, Mush goes another 10 feet down. Okay. So I found out I was working Mush incorrectly last game. I need to spend one of my actions to command him to do something. So
Okay.
I want to just make sure that I'm going to try to do that first to make sure I'm honest with it.
Sure.
So then Woodwort means he has 2 actions left. I am going to. I think I'm going to try to, as funny as it sounds, I think I'm going to try to steer the people back towards any other of the open doors. And I'm going to do so with Ray of Frost. Well, here goes nothing. Woodwort shoots Ray of Frost, hopefully in front of some of the running people to make them back up and run towards other buildings instead of just panicking in the middle of the street.
You're going to herd them with violence. That's great. So here's what we're going to do.
I only have so many cantrips.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. So my logic is this. You're trying to herd them by basically shooting in the direction that you don't want them to go, thereby coercing them to go in the opposite direction, right?
Yeah, it's the best idea.
No, it's an idea, and I'm not here to say it's a bad idea. I'm here to tell you what happens. So, I need another diplomacy check as you're trying to warning
And now
fire
I'm
at
bad
them.
guys.
Yeah.
you guys have enjoyed Edge of Legend. It's only a 2-part campaign.
We are now all hunted criminals.
Yeah, on the next episode, watch them roll all new characters as these are dead.
Okay. I got a 12.
Okay.
I'm I've got a +0, so anything that I roll is just what it is.
Hey, it's okay. What matters is it's coming from the heart. So you start shooting. You shoot. I don't know why your Ray of Frost looks like a gun, but you start shooting Ray of Frost. Tell me how you shoot Ray of Frost.
I think Woodwort makes an attempt to hit the ground first. He's hoping that if like a patch of ice or anything along those lines would deter people, there is a slight possibility that they'll just all slip and fall. But he's gonna try to shoot it at the ground. And I think he does exactly what I said. He raises his hand and goes, "Well, here goes nothing," and he shoots this Ray of Frost across the street to try to herd people back towards buildings.
All right, so you raise your hand, you fire the Ray of Frost. Someone is running. The Ray of Frost basically just hits their toe. They kind of scream in pain, like when you step on a Lego. They kind of and then you're like, you're like, other direction. And they look at the ice, they look at you, and they go, thanks, and they run away. It's
Great.
They don't like you, but they're listening to you. Meanwhile, Mush just down further and further into the ground.
For clarification, I believe Step on Lego is a 9th level spell.
Oh, right.
This amount of damage we're not ready for yet.
I don't have enough D8s for Step on Lego. Hey, at least it's not empowered Step on Lego. That's a 10th level spell. You can only do that once a day with a god's favor.
Fair.
So. Get on it, Paizo. Step on Lego. 10th level spell. Do it. Anyway, so you do that. It works pretty well. I'll keep making that a thing here. Boop. All right. Mush is now safe on the ground. Even if the arrow was to embed right on top of him, there'd be enough stone and earth that he would not be close to a tip. That being said, we're going to jump to Kylie. Okay. That being said...
Great.
That was rude.
I have to double check the rules. I do not believe there's any death saves you have to make. I think you just have 4 rounds or you die.
Wow.
But we'll get back to that.
Oh, do I have my hero point?
Yes, you do. Actually, that's a great reminder. I forgot about this at the top of the show. Everyone in this game, every time we meet, you will have 1 hero point. This allows you to re-roll a roll or save. Also, if you do awesome things or you make me laugh or feel really impressed, you get a hero point for that. Cannot go beyond 1 hero point. Also, I like stupid puns, so if you make really good puns relevant to my world, that's a really good way of buttering me up. Just saying.
I do love that Paizo has a way to bribe the DM built into the game.
Totally legal.
Look, I like 2 things: being easy and being funny. And if I can do both at your expense, I'm gonna do it. So that being said, Kylie, so I will let this hero point be retroactive. All right.
Oh.
If you want to, you can roll this now. You will be, and if you succeed, you'll be at 0 HP. You'll be stable. You will not be full health and alive, but you will not be dying. Okay.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll that acrobatic check one more time, and please get a high number.
Please.
I have brand new dice, so we'll see. This is the 3rd dice of the night. We just started, so. Let's do that. Chionubis is looking out for me. I just gotta say it. You said acrobatics?
Yes, ma'am.
25.
There we go.
Gold.
Well, as you jump and you have that awkward moment of, man, that ground is coming up real fast. And then you have that weird sensory kind of overload as everything is moving way too quick. You feel this cold hand put his on a metal scale deep in your chest. And this voice kind of echoes through the dark and the water that this scale seems to live in your mind. And the voice says in your home tongue, it says, though your body be falling like a rock, your heart is too soft. I will take your heart when it's ready. Now is not the time. And then as you collide with the dirt, you can feel your body bounce and roll. You go black, everything just unconsciousness, but you can still breathe. You can kind of feel your heart pounding in your head, and you can feel your lungs rise and sink in your chest. So that'll be your round for this, and that will be not dying, which I'm going to call a big win.
So what would that put my AP at?
0. You are
1.
stable 0. Goose egg.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Amy, you are in cover. What do you do?
Yes, I am. So from where I am, do I see anyone else?
It's hard to see because it takes up so much of your view,
Yeah,
which is
if
what you
I
need.
like peek around, what do I see?
With a quick cursory glance from a slight little peek, you do see 2 bodies struggling to hide under one giant orc. The orc's just kind of like, how to put it? He's kind of got that awkward movement of like when a dog tries to bury himself in your couch and the pillows are trying to like make room for the dog's snoot. That's what the orc is. The orc is a pillow, and Maythias and Ilona are 2 corgis trying to bury themselves in a couch.
Take it.
Can someone please draw that, please?
I just like stick my head out and just looking at them straight face. Just I'm like, I don't know when the last time you got your height taken was, but I think you guys are at least like 1.5 orc. But if you want to bring it to me, I will take that cover. Bye.
So you hear Casey and Sidney, you hear the sound of the elven woman unconscious but breathing. As she hits, you can hear kind of like the wind leave her lungs, which is good because usually that means it'll come back in. At least it's not the sound of her dead. But you also hear that, and then you hear this voice somewhere else asking for the hefty bodies as cover and mortar. Give me, I don't know, talking. No, I don't see anything needed for talking in their PCs, so unless you want to say no to that, I don't know what to tell you. Well, there you go.
What you said.
Just for giggles, though, give me diplomacy, Eloise. Give me diplomacy.
Oh god.
I have a
Roll in
plan.
diplomacy as me yet.
Oh, there's a plan involved. Oh god.
Mm-hmm. Always be scared when your DM has a, or your
Never
GM in
said.
this case has a plan.
That's 18.
18.
Yay.
So you hear this. So you say, "If you can move that body, I really appreciate the extra cover." And then you hear this voice go, "I'm working on it." And this familiar sound of metal clacking as a large, awkward frame starts running back from the forest. Starts running into view.
Yes.
Now, jumping to Monsieur Casey, you have heard that the woman who jumped off did not die. You've heard that there's a little woman, little person hiding somewhere who wants the dead orcs for cover on her hidey hole position. What do you do?
All right. So can I also? I want to see how close these spears. They've been very quiet lately. I want to know if
They're coming.
Okay, great. Let's see. So I'm first going to lean. I'm gonna like shrug it off of me because that didn't do any good. And I'm going to say, we have to help her now.
Damn right.
And I am going to reach for Ilona to help her up and kind of guide her in front of me.
Okay. I'll say this. I'll give you this gift. I'm assuming that when you say we have to help her, she is still I get the partnership here, holding on to your robe and your trench coat as you get back up. So she'll probably get to her feet as well. I'm saying that's a given. So you
Okay.
can do one action, whether it is to run down to help Chionubis, You can try doing an awesome eagle dive. They work so well. You can do that too.
Unless I see a giant ass pile of hay, I'm not doing that.
Touche.
Better planted near some hay, otherwise it's no go. So I imagine I can kind of like, since she was still like, we still had contact, kind of like rolling over like a, kind of flipping myself up, kind of pulling her with me. I'm going to, like, still holding on to her, start to run towards Chionubis, and it is up to Ilona if she, like, keeps in contact and keeps holding on to me or not. Okay.
I'm judging from that. Yeah, she's holding on tightly.
Can I get her, like, kind of in front of me? Kind of, like, slingshot her in front of me a little bit.
I'll tell you what, to pick her up, start running down there, and slingshotting her in front of you,
Everything.
I will, all the thing, just one big mega action. Give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
I hope the rogue can do an acrobatics check.
I mean, level... Nat 20!
Yes!
Awesome.
I'm loving these tallies. Okay, so you pick her up.
The parachute. Here we go.
Were you doing ninja hand signs? Is that what that was?
Just something.
Human parachute jutsu. Grab her and jump off. Worst ninja ever. So, yeah, you're able to get her up on her feet. You're able to run her in front of you, and you guys are making a mad dash down the stairs. We're about halfway there, and that's when Sidney's turn pops up. Sidney, as you have this great burst of speed, and you're seeing just over the ledge, Chionubis, I believe the phrase is broken but unbound, just on the ground, just but like in a very graceful, like powerful way, but just
Flawless. Always.
always.
Do I have to use the rest of my action to get to her, or?
Your choice. You're about halfway there. It's about 45 feet. You can make an action to run down there. You can try to cast a spell. Choice is yours.
Am I within 20 feet of her?
45 feet vertically.
Right.
No, not really.
No, you said that. Okay, math. Great.
Okay.
I'm just gonna book it.
All
And
right.
Not trip.
So, since you have Spider-Man behind you, I'm going to give you a +1 on your acrobatics check to get down there.
Oh, gee, thanks. Because once again, my dexterity is still a -1.
Parkour.
Yeah, it's 15.
That'll make it.
Yes. Oh.
Good.
So you're running down the stairs. You start to have that moment where when the momentum becomes too fast and your feet can't hold out. But thank God you have enough equilibrium behind you that even though your feet and body are going wild, you're still able to keep yourself up. You have no footing, but you're getting down there without eating crow. So you both are now down near Chionubis' body. Now, I'm going to put a quick pause here because we're at Michael. Now, before Michael's turn, remember, Michael's ended with a spear jutting, breaking through the door. Because now the spears land. I need everyone except Michael. Michael, you're immune. Thank God for that critical fail. I need everyone to make a reflex save.
Diplomatic immunity.
I was just gonna say, how often does a critical fail help you?
Right?
Dead last.
You're
but that's-
magic, Michael.
Yeah.
My
Dead
reflex.
last, but that sweet reflex save gets you in there on time.
Does Mush have to make a reflex save?
Good question. No, he does not.
15 feet underground. I just want to be clear.
Yep,
Great.
he's fine. So, Casey.
17.
Okay. Amy.
18.
No, not that face.
Ian.
Woodwort got a 12.
Okay. Sidney.
14.
Okay. Now, Chionubis, I know you're unconscious.
So
I
she gets a
don't-
plus like 15.
Yeah, you get like a plus 32. It's impossible to fail. No, unfortunately, you cannot make a reflex save. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one better. I'm going to roll to hit you.
Don't tense up. And then
So, the spears collide with Cobbledale. Second massive volley incoming. Amy, as you're perfectly hiding under your spot, suddenly some of the debris just breaks and shatters as this massive spear goes right past you and lodges underneath the 6 gold coins, just near the hole you were hiding at. Misses you, but briefly. Casey, the second volley is incoming. You're now down where Chionubis is, and you can kind of feel it cresting over, and you see it. And just as it looks like it's breaking through the wooden stairs to get towards you, it starts landing your way, and you take a side step just out of the way as it slides out. However, as the spear bounces sporadically like a monster out of control, it does happen to swipe hard into Chionubis. I'm sorry, into Ilona. Hard into her, sending her back into the ground. Ian, as you're telling people where to go and where to save themselves, suddenly you are kicked off your feet by sudden impact and thrown hard into a work bazaar right next to one of the work stalls next to you, crashing into it. Ilona. Slamming into the unforgiving ground. You take 3 damage. Ian, as you are sent flying hard from the attack of the assault, from the stones popping up and the spear jutting at you, you take 9 damage.
Oh, okay.
That being said, Chionubis, blessings come in odd shapes. As the god that you worship, the god of judgment over life and death, he decided to punish the goddess of love and redemption in favor of his warrior of death and balance. The spear that slammed into Ilona then proceeds to jettison and ricochet off into the water, bouncing over your body entirely and splashing aimlessly in the bay. Now, Michael, the second volley has slammed. As you close the door and the spear basically juts through the door and breaks through, you can hear the peppering of these siege spears from outside. It sounds like it's being pelted by an uncanny, violent sound. You can almost feel the air get heavier from this impact. You're inside safe and sound, but it's chaos. What do you do? Michael, I don't think we can hear you, buddy. Let's check that volume one more time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, beautifully.
Okay. Sorry, I had my mic off, actually. Question. Last game, I believe I had take the case open.
Mm-hmm.
Does that carry over from last game to now?
No, I believe after a while, unless if you take a new thing to study, or after like what 10 minutes or something, you have to refresh it.
No. It says the basically the take the case was this entire scenario right now.
Yes, that's correct. So it'd still be active then, because it's still the same scenario.
Yeah.
So that should stay there. Yeah, that should still be active.
I just want to make sure. I'm gonna use my free action. My investigator ability, once again, observe exponentially. As I look out the window, I'm going to do the magical ability called Math. Yeah.
Math?
Yo,
Yeah.
man, having been a C+ student for most of my life, I'll tell you, that is magic.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to calculate all the spears, their trajectory, all that. I'm going to do geometry and algebra and all that stuff. To calculate, to predict the best, how it's going to hit, the next volley is going to hit, and where is going to be the best safe areas.
Okay, all right. So you're basically doing ballistics,
Yeah.
which is not fun. All right. You know
But
what?
Rufa is smarter than me, and he can do this.
That's the best thing about these tabletop games. It's like PJ's got an IQ of like 30 and a fish, but whatever character I'm playing, you don't even know how smart they are. So I'm going to say that will be
Like a seek action?
I'm going to say just a straight intelligence check, my man.
Okay.
So roll d20, add your int.
Roll for spear calculus.
He's like, I'll get out the abacus. I got the receipts. Let's do this.
Straight up, actually, would I be able to use my investigation?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. We'll give like what, a +1 to this roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, investigation. Actually, is there investigation in Pathfinder? Forgot.
Investigation. I want to say there is an investigation roll, but I still want you to just make that intelligence check. Just
Okay.
make a good old-fashioned intelligence.
Okay. 20. Dirty 20.
Realize the safest place to be is low to the ground under cover. That one girl you saw that kind of slid into a place, that's a good idea. It won't fit for you, but it's a great idea. You do realize the worst place to be, though, the second story of this building. Anyone who has a room or anyone currently up there is more likely to get hit by clipping siege weapons or direct siege fire. The best place to be in this building is on this floor, under a table, in the back corner.
I'm gonna do that. Also gonna keep an eye out on, I'm guessing, like an open window, just so I know what's going on outside.
Okay. So we'll make that part of your action. You figure out the math, you open up a window for reference, and you just start diving under a table in the back corner. The people that are around there are considering it. They're a little slow, but they figure out what you're doing, and they start flipping tables and shoving them in the back and hiding behind them. So, with that being said, next round. As the siege spears clash and collide with Cobbledale, you all hear the unmistakable sound of orc battle cry as another wave swarms into the city. Now, you're all in some relatively, except for maybe the exception of Ian, in a safe location away from the center of the square. You have a few options here, and I'll let you be creative if you don't like them. 1, square up and go fight. Or 2, hunker down. So that being said, we're going to go to the top of the initiative with Mr. Ian of Woodwort and Mush.
Oh,
Mush is safe. What do you do?
Yeah, Mush I don't have to worry about. I think the pile that is Woodwort laying on the ground, a magic swirls around him, and he ends up using his last first level spell slot to heal himself. Which is 1 action.
Nice. Okay.
That's better
So
than nothing.
you're going to heal yourself. That is great. That's what we're going to do. Moving on. Kylie. You're
I'm still unconscious, right?
Still unconscious. That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm working on it.
Gonna go fight?
Amy, you can run up there and take them all on by yourself. Have a nice defiant last charge, or who knows, maybe crit everything and kill them. You can also stay where you are in safety. The choice is yours, my dude. What are you gonna do?
So how much of my little hidey hole is left standing after it was stabbed by a spear?
Surprisingly, a lot of it. In fact, now it's even more safe because it's just cluttered in spear.
Okay. Can I look from like the entrance of my little hidey hole and see? Do I see any orcs or do I just hear them?
You see the goblins first as they run around with their horrible battle cry.
How far away are they?
About 15 feet.
Okay. Because that stupid one decided to try to run away and made all of his friends run away, I'm going to rub my hands together
Mm-hmm.
and give it a kind of, as I do it, and I'm going to cast electric arc
Yes.
to 2 goblins that are in mostly a line, and just go.
You or roll save on my part.
Let's see. I believe it is a roll to hit.
Heck yeah. Roll to hit.
I have to roll to hit both, I think. Yeah.
All right.
Spell plus. That is a 17 to hit, and then a 16 to hit.
So you said a 17 and a 16?
Yes.
That'll hit.
Both of them?
Great.
Both of them.
Wow.
Roll that sweet damage footage.
Cool. So it's the spell plus my spellcasting modifier. So roll my d4, which is not bad. Plus, that will be 7 points of damage to both of them as they just get fried by, kind of like that fight between Dumbledore and Harry Potter in the Ministry. That wet, magic-y electric look just slops out and just hits them, and then I'm ducking.
Well, you had part 1 there. Tell me the tale of how this lightning bolt kills these 2 goblins.
Oh, nice. I'm like, the last time one of you came near me, you wouldn't let me take the freaking bite, and just
So you're saying that you're like, fry, and as you're really putting a little bit of malice into it, the goblins, like the lightning bolt kind of skips off the ground and hits one right in the chest, and it burrows through him and bursts out the side where his kidney is, and it hits the other one right in the stomach and then pushes through the other side. And as they kind of go stiff, you can kind of hear them going, ack, 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 and then they just drop dead in this sizzling goblin puddle. 2 for 1, not bad.
I just kind of look at my hands a little bit and just go.
Like the whoosh, holster the guns. Yeah, no, 2 kills on the board. Way to go. Next up, Casey. So you see Ilona's been knocked clear away. You have Chionubis unconscious. You have a little bit of cover because you're pressed up against the side of the cliff face. A wooden deck. What do you do? 1 action.
Still 1 action?
Still 1 action, Bubby. You're still running from this. Yeah. Although, if we hurry up, maybe you'll get true combat. Maybe. I don't know, man.
Man, okay. I thought we still had 3 actions now. Alright, I'm gonna go to Ilona and try to help her up and say, please help her. I owe her a boat. There's a that needs my help. And I would like to, if it's like, I imagine, is it like wooden steps, like cross beams and that sort of thing?
Like a nice traditional step-by-step kind of thing with like a wooden safety wall.
Okay, because if there were like little beams kind of like holding everything up, I wanted to parkour and just try to, because we don't take stairs. What's a stair?
All right, as you were saying, so support beams. Yeah, absolutely support beams. So let's get some hardcore parkour. Give me that sweet athletics one more time.
All right.
I'm sorry, acrobatics.
Okay. Okay.
As the room struggles about how to help to heal somebody.
Yeah.
You need to help them. Goodbye.
And he walks
does
away.
not mean helping in this instance.
What's Casey?
I would like to use my hero point.
Oh,
Moving right
goodness.
along.
Just-
I would like to try again.
Just because I take joy in pain, what's the number before you roll?
The die face was a 2, so that brought it to a 6.
Hey, roll the hero point.
So,
We're not doing so hot today.
It's okay. Points down.
12.
It's entertaining.
Well,
No.
having done terrible parkour most of my life, I know what it feels like when you get a clean parkour, and it feels great when you get a bad parkour, and you're like, oh, hope no one saw that. This is a bad case of, oh, no one saw that. You get to Ilona, but only after you have like the jump and the awkward foot slip, and then you go, nope, fuck it, and you just run. Oh no, screw it. Sorry, language. And then you are able to make it to Ilona with the rest of your movement. It's not pretty. It's a barely get there kind of thing, but you get there. That being said, Ilona.
Never
They're
mind.
like-
Okay.
Like,
I thought something. Okay. I thought I was. Never mind. I thought I could do a little bit more. Nope.
Hey, you didn't fall back down the stairs.
that's true.
I mean, I thought other things had happened, and I'm a goof. Okay.
Right. Enjoy your juicy box. It's all good. I'm enjoying my bean juice. So, Ilona,
Yep.
Maythias is able to. You don't see it. For all you know, he was as cool as a 3-day beard, like jumped and backflipped.
Oh.
But he's able to get to you, get you on your feet, and he's like, "Fix my boat." But you know, his words, not mine.
Paint my fence.
What do you do? There. Now you're about 15 feet away. from her.
15? I need 20. Great. All right. I only have one action.
Yes.
All I need, I'm gonna cast Rebuke Death on Chionubis.
There you go.
All right.
I feel so honored.
You're welcome. I have to use a focus point, so I can't use this again until we get a long rest. But what Rebuke Death can do is it can heal 1 to 3 creatures in the area, and I have to roll 3d6 for your health.
Wow.
So congratulations! I hope you get a lot of
Me too. Me too.
Oh my god! Hold the freaking!
I swear, if they're all
phone.
20s.
They're well.
That would be impressive considering she rolled d6s.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Yeah, me neither. But thank you,
I
Ian.
would have called that one. I would have been like, I don't know if.
Way to just call me out, Ian.
Rude. Sydney, what we got?
Chionubis, you get 17 points of health back.
Wow.
Look at that. Go from 0 to 17. Oh, 6,
Nice.
6, 5.
Bless you.
Yes.
You, the homie.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. You're really pretty, and I don't know your name yet.
So as you're laying down there, Chionubis, you have this moment of like feeling very beaten up, exhausted. You really can't see where anything is. For those of you who are allowed to drink at home, have you ever been hungover? If you haven't been hungover, or you're not old enough to drink, I don't condone underage drinking. That's bad. But if you have been hungover, you know when you're sleeping and you roll over and your head keeps spinning? You feel like that, Chionubis. You feel like you're hungover right now. And in the span of half a breath, you just have that eye awake moment of like, ugh, everything's better. Everything is astronomically better. And
Thank
with that,
goodness.
How hungover are her legs?
She run.
oh no, they're solid. They
I'll
can
definitely feel it in the morning.
It's like day 2 of a leg day. You're like, oh.
You are enveloped in a purple aura, and it is very pretty.
Ooh.
So, now, end of this round. Michael. Yes. What do? You're now in your little bunker situation. You have whoever's left in the 6 golden coins bunkered with you.
Do I see any of them carrying weapons such as bow and arrows or anything like that?
I'll give you a cursory glance. If you want more information, this will be the check for this action. But the cursory glance is this. You see there are people that look tough, like they can handle a fight. However, assuming everything here is bowls of soup, mutton, and like serving utensils, you can probably assume their weapons are not on them.
Okay.
Michael freeze?
Yeah.
Okay, you're
Oh,
back.
you froze for a second, but you're back.
Yeah. No, I was thinking for a second. I was thinking, can I yell out, who's anyone an archer here?
Yeah, give me a diplomacy check.
All right.
This will be your action.
I think we're all hoping he's going to ask somebody to shoot the spears back at the back.
I got 23.
Nice. So you say, is anyone here an archer? The minute you say that, the whole room is they're picking up what you're putting down, but everyone's kind of looking around confused. Going just like, no, I work pole arms. I support the second line. I don't do that. They kind of go down the line, but eventually, way off in the front of the room, behind a counter, you see this arm just kind of come up. I do archery when I'm not working the front desk, mate.
I want to see if I could use my diplomacy to basically whip this room of I guess soldiers to, hey, we're gonna have second waves coming down. We need infantry set up, ready to swarm out, and archers at the window. Anybody who basically an archer or have a ranged weapon to the windows.
Archers at the ready.
Yeah.
So once you kind of ask that question, the whole room kind of gets on the same level again. You see the bigger guys, the ones who are used to swinging bigger weapons. They look at each other, they nod, they get up, they pull their benches up together. They start running with these benches as a barricade. They bash the door down, put the barricade down in front of the door. As they do, one of them shouts, "Get that idiot from behind the counter. Make sure he gets his bow and make sure he's war ready." And then he's in the back going, "Could I have a description of what the enemy looks like, please? I'm hiding." And as he does that,
I yell out, "Orcs, would you rather die on your feet or die as a coward?"
I mean, well, when you put it that way, I just die in both scenarios. Fine, I'll get my bow. And he gets up, and you see him kind of trudge away, like inside this little side room. He ends up coming out with this quiver and a longbow pretty quickly. This bow is about as big as he is, and he's like, "All right, get ready to the best damn bowing of your whole life." And so the voice in the back goes, "It's pronounced archery." "Not when I'm doing it. Who said that? What? Why?" Hurt my feelings. Docks, and he gets ready to go. So, with that, the goblins are mush, thanks to an awesomely placed lightning arc. The orcs are invading again, but you notice this would be Ian's character and Amy's character. You notice that orcs are still coming in light fare. Only 2 or 3 of these. I mean, they're strong. They're coordinated. Anything gets in their way, they're going to break it easily. But still kind of light. Just then, these arrows start pouring out from the 6 golden coins, and they're finding their mark on the second shot. It's not great. Like, he kind of has to course correct, but he eventually hits them. And they retreat, all within a span of 3 to 6 seconds. There's kind of a hushed lull. And then suddenly birds start to chirp again. At this point, the fighting, the surviving has gone on longer than you guys could feel. Whether it's been taking your shots in corners, stirring those to fight, or even just trying to weather the storm. The sun is fading under a heavy blanket of smoke into a bed of night sky. The moon is starting to rise over the horizon as stars punch in to do their hourly night work. And it's quiet. And a feeling of peace, a feeling like it's finally okay to come outside, starts washing over the zeitgeist of this town. And one by one, stragglers start popping out of town hall, start popping out of Isawo's house. Even the golden coin, the 6 golden coins. Michael, you note some of the bigger men have kind of like turned the barricade sideways and moved through and placed it in the center of the streets. Only to find that everything is pretty quiet. Everyone eventually filters into the town square, the center. For after all, this place is built like a circle. And in the very center is the biggest crux of all of it. Statue of 4 gods. The biggest meeting place around. And at first, there's just this awkward lull of quiet. Kind of reassessing, kind of reconfiguring yourself. No one really quite knows what to say, what they just experienced. And then eventually, like with any large group, there's the first voice.
I swear by the gods, we should find these people. We should murder them one for one. They attacked our homes. They destroyed our jobs. They burned our villages. They burned our trees. We are not safe so long as they are out there.
And then it just kicks into this giant, just people going like, no, we need to batten down the hatches. No, we need to call for help. Where's the guard? Where's the militia? And there's one voice going, I didn't see enough. Can you describe it to me, please? Like it just goes all over the place. Eventually 2 voices do cause quiet, cause some sort of peace. 2 people stand on top of the statues. The 4 statues have kind of like a wide dais. It's not easy to stand on the dais, but you can kind of get on there if you hold on to one of the statues. You see a man and a woman. The woman is wearing very, very nice long robe. She has on a kind of vest that goes up in this kind of really nice floofy chiffon? What is that thing called? Is that a chiffon? The big thing that comes out from the neck?
Ascot?
Yeah, an ascot. That's what it is. Chiffon. What am I doing? That's a name. Anyway.
Of a fabric.
Of a
Yeah.
fabric.
There we go.
It's the name. Yeah.
She has a chiffon ascot. It's a chiffon ascot. You
There
can
we go.
make it happen. Draw a picture of this woman wearing a chiffon ascot. So she has this lovely kind of vest with a high button shirt, the ascot coming out in this long coat over the vest, and the vest kind of pleated in. She's wearing nice long work pants and like buckled shoes that kind of, buckled boots that go up to like her mid shin. She has her hair pulled back into a ponytail and this serious face, which is currently melting into a look of absolute empathy. And next to her is Isawo. And Isawo seems to be kind of letting, like, he wants her to take the stand. He's standing back a bit. She continues to introduce herself. She says, I know a lot of people are here because of the festival. And to those who are not from our little town, my name is Vanessa Bont. I'm the mayor of Cobbledale. Normally I'm residing in the town hall, but since we've taken heavy structural damage and some of the people have been displaced of their own lodgings, I felt the responsibility of my office to come and address you all today. Clearly we've been attacked. The question now is how much damage has been done and what can we do? And Isawo is just kind of nodding knowingly behind her. And Isawo kind of says, like raises a hand very gently and goes, I would like to, understanding that a lot of energy is going around here, I want to make sure that we have a nice conversation about this. Because we can do this one of 2 ways. The smart way and the, oh, wow, you're so dumb way. Well, where I come from, we say bless your heart, but it doesn't quite mean what we think it means. It's actually kind of a funny derogatory. Don't worry about it. Anyway, So I would hope that we can come together and do this the smart way. Now, you were all in this crowd. You suddenly feel this kind of odd shaking, not big, very small localized vibration, and then a kind of awkward shaking stone, and the stone pops from the ground, and then a little badger kind of comes up to rejoin everyone. And Mush is here. So you are all now in this giant collection of people as these two town leaders, one officially, one unofficially, is kind of rallying the people. What do you do?
And
Wait.
I
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
wanted to see if I could see the small girl. I'm looking for Eloise to see if I can see her in this crowd if I'm there.
Sure. Let me put a quick pin in that because she might do something. I'm sorry. On my screen, they're right next to each other, but that might not be the case. Because Amy might be doing something that might kind of make that pretty clear too. So, Amy, what was your thought?
I was gonna say, where in the crowd am I at the moment, and how far away from the front am I?
So the crowd of 3/4, because there's no point in standing behind a statue. You're not going to hear anything around there. So it's 3/4, kind of a horseshoe. The meat of it is got their back facing the 6 golden coins, because that way everyone is going to be closer to the barracks / hotel should there be another attack.
I'm gonna kind of weave between legs up to the front to my friend Isowo.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of, given that I don't know how high the thing he's on is, just kind of stare up and be like, is the smart way the way that's going to save everybody?
He kind of does a gesture that shows he's clearly thinking about something. He bends down so that he can kind of get closer to you. And he says to you so only you can hear, and he goes, sometimes the smart way isn't about saving everyone. It's about saving whoever you can. Sometimes it's not about throwing the biggest blow. It's just getting them to stop throwing one back. So we'll figure that out. Hopefully.
Do you have a plan?
I have data. I have knowledge. I have ideas. But if no one here can get any of them to work, then they might as well just be scribblings on a chalkboard.
I can help. I'm really good at helping.
I like this. I want to see how you can help me. I like this a lot. So, what's
But
your
can I have a snack first? Because it kind of hurts.
Oh. I did. Hold on. I got the perfect thing. 1 second. He reaches into this little leather coin purse, pops it open, and he's like, I'm going to fuss one a bit. You like red apples or green?
Red.
Perfect. First try. I thought so. And he hands you this red apple. And it kind of ties up the thing again. Okay.
Okay, I put my hand on my hip. I take a large bite. Let's get down to business.
So Isola kind of claps very, very powerfully. And he kind of starts shaking his hands and just not saying a word. But eventually, just from the sheer, I guess, unflinching energy, eventually people kind of quiet and they kind of stare at this guy who's just waving his hands in the air and like, hello. And he goes, all right, so I think I got their attention. What do you want to do? What's your plan? This is my fault because you may have said it. I may have missed it. So this is PJ's asking. I might have messed up.
I basically asked him, let's get down to business.
All right. So we're getting down to business. So he's get everyone down to business. Michael, what's up?
I was wondering if I could take my action now, or do I have to wait?
The actions are kind of done for now.
Okay.
That whole survival thing is done. You guys thankfully got through. No one died permanently.
Can
yeah.
I just jump in? Is that possible?
Yeah, really quickly. What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say my character takes out a long stem pipe, takes a little piece of paper or something, lights it on a nearby torch, kind of lights it up. It just kind of strolls over to Eloise and what's the guy's name again? I'm sorry.
Isowo.
Isowo. and just kind of talking as if he's talking to himself, but loud enough so everybody, Ezio and everybody around can kind of hear. Well, if you ask Rufa, Rufa would suggest perhaps set up a patrol, maybe a few ships on a bay hourly, rouse up the local militia, and just make sure, just basically just talking loud like a plan to just create patrols and like boats on the bay and like signal fires and all that stuff.
Okay.
But he's like talking. He's not really ordering anyone. He's just like kind of talking to himself, like, "Yeah, this is what I would do if,
Yeah. Isuo kind of catches that, and he kind of has a smirk and a smile, and he goes, "I know what you're trying to do. And while I love where your heart's at, unfortunately, this is not it doesn't have those resources. I don't know if you're able to tell, but the fact that our hotel is also our military barrack kind of sums up the entirety of our current status of equipment. I don't think we can make flares or patrols, really. Besides, I have a feeling that the local constabulary wouldn't do anything unless we paid them more money." Off the distance, you see this kind of hand go up, and another hand start going. I mean, if I just...
Am I able to tug on his pant leg for a second?
Yes,
Isuo?
absolutely.
Do you know where they're coming from?
Isuo kind of nods his head. He goes, "Yeah, that I do. Not only just from the trajectory, but from the way things in the trades have been going, from how the animals have been moving. They are... Oh, gosh. Hold on. You see him kind of doing math mentally with a finger, and he goes, they are about a day and a half, 2 days journey at the farthest, directly behind us. However, that must be the bulk of their forces. There's no way they could have these raids coming with this kind of timing if these people weren't close by. But I can tell you from the trajectory of those ballistas, they're at least a far way away.
You know, whenever people would send out smaller ships to start causing ruckus, it was never a good thing whatever followed it.
He smiles. He goes, "You are very, very right. It's my thought that if this was an actual raiding party, wouldn't they come at us with full force? To be fair, these ballista spears are absolutely atrocious, but 6 goblins, 3 orcs, two groups of that's not proper raiding tactics." I will. He gives you the kind of like point, like, my man. Everyone can kind of hear this conversation passively. You're not really hearing the full details, but you can kind of suss out the thoughts. Looking around the people, you see everyone in the 6 golden coins. You see the Bun Boys are still alive. They're kind of holding on to each other.
The Bun Boys!
Yay!
That's what I wrote in my notes. They're called the Bun Boys. They're not they have names, but the Bun Boys get fun.
Tedfin and Billimer.
That's right, Tedfin.
Bill and Ted.
The most, no, you're not wrong. That's exactly what the most excellent adventure, which is love, and owning your own shop together.
The most excellent buns.
The most excellent buns.
They're excellent, delectable.
Be tasty to each other. So the Bun Boys are there. They're mentally taking stock. They're kind of arm around each other. You notice looking around that you also, of course, see Jeremy with his crack shot bow. You see Morel, who looks beat up, like he's got some cuts and bruises here and there, but he looks like he's pretty good, all set out. You also see the guy from earlier who is kind of drinking and kind of like jokingly talking to himself and singing a song. He's got his giant club. And I mean, this thing is a massive club. It's probably about as big as he is. He's got this massive club just docked on his shoulder, and he's kind of gotten his arms in like a bit of a figure 4. And he's also is kind of hanging out too. So you see the big guy with the club, Morel, the Bun Boys, Isuo, Mayor Vanessa Bont, I think I already said the Bun Boys, and and kind of the rest of the Ulfgard. You see a lot of the Ulfgard company as well, and you can tell them because everyone who works at these 6 golden coins has a uniform. Everyone from Ulfgard has just a nice wool or cotton tunic, very low rent armor, very simple armor, and they're covered in tattoos or like some of the wool that's washed off, or they have some of that like the necklace that Larian Voss had, that kind of 3/4 ring around the neck with the 2 serpent heads meeting in the middle. And they're of course also just arms folded like, let's see where this goes. So we know they're far away. They're constantly doing these small attacks to probe us. My thought is that they're going to keep doing this until there's nothing left. They're going to keep probing and probing and probing. And then when they've picked at us 1,000 times, they're going to send the full army in and just take Cobbledale for themselves.
What if we stop them where they are?
He looks at you and he says, and that's where the challenge is of finding the smart thing. Do we stay here, try to bunker down, come up with a defensive strategy, repel their raids constantly until they run out of people? Or do we send whatever we have on a possible 2-day journey into their main camp? Either way, the problem is they have the numbers on us.
I mean, if we're worried about splitting up stuff, you could send, I don't know, I'm pretty sneaky. I can find out how many people there are. I've traveled long ways. It's not too hard.
So I'm guessing I found her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard when I said you see the conversation.
Well,
But yeah, you found them all right.
I just imagine like in the crowd before, just like when you see the forest, it's kind of getting. I know what a crowd splitting looks like. So when I found her, after she says that, I am behind her and I say, good to see you all right. It's like, well, I prefer the sneaky approach as well.
You're the guy that pushed the luggage.
Yes, I am.
That was funny.
Yes, it was. So, I think in order to subtract any possible lives, I would not want any further harm come to this quaint town. Perhaps the little one is right, and we should proceed with a stealthy approach.
I'm not that little.
My apologies. Either way, you have my blade. I have multiple blades, but you have them all.
I see Sidney like this losing her mind. Sidney, does Ilona say anything as she's hearing this kind of call to action amongst these people?
I just got excited of the Lord of the Rings reference, but yes, I'd like to jump in.
Not gonna lie, I was hoping someone would be like, and my axe, but you know,
I don't have an axe.
I don't have, neither do I. And my wrench.
You have my purple flower hand.
You have my pacifism.
Yeah.
All right. You do hear this voice pop up, and it goes, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. You also have me. And you see Morel just kind of like with this giant right hand encased in metal, and he's like, you have me too, mate. I stormed those trees at least a good couple of times. I didn't get a look at the main camp, but at least I might be able to be of service.
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah. Well, I was constantly running back and forth. Oof, I got my work out for today, that's for sure.
I thought you were like really scared and then decided to be brave, and then were really scared and then decided to be brave and just like couldn't decide.
You're
And then
also a bit shiny. Can you turn your brights off?
And then he kind of goes, a person can be two things.
That's true. I can be both hungry and also really angry.
I
Yeah.
find that usually I'm both the
Yeah.
whole time. Yeah.
Absolutely. 10,000%.
Mhm.
When Morel walks up to the group. That's when Ilona is also going to walk up to the group.
Mhm.
And she's going to thank Morel for jumping in front of her when he did.
The minute he sees Ilona, he takes at least a step and a half back. Make sure there's no one behind him after, like, as a second thought. And then when you do thank him, he his kind of dark, rich olive skin tone kind of starts to get flushed a little in the cheeks, and he goes, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it, I really do. I was just trying to do my job, I guess. And then he gets really quiet and introspective, just like,
Well, it sounds like you're going to need a few different types of people, and I'm a different type of person. I'm not very sneaky at all, but if any of you get hurt, I can help with that.
That she can. Now, for you, mate, are you possibly able to sneak in your garb?
my armor? I wish to offer I could say yes, but I think we can both take one look at me and know that's a bloody lie. I'm gonna clink and clank like a first timer's walking full suit. It's not gonna be pretty, but it's me.
Shiny distraction it is. Very good.
That's why my shield is big. So, Ian and Kylie, you are in this mess, and you're seeing the other four talking to Istawo, and they're all kind of hatching a plot. What do you guys do?
Ian, do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay. So while this whole conversation's going on, like, she's like kind of looking around, like seeing if she can spot Larian, just to make sure he's okay, because she still, I guess, cares about him, but whatever, not a big deal.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm in, and like not really paying attention.
Give me a
doesn't
quick,
really agreeing to.
absolutely. Give me a quick perception check.
Ooh, that is hold on, math. 23.
23. So you look around the area. As you do, you realize Larian is nowhere to be seen. And not only that, you kind of start doing the mental math, and you realize that when he stormed off earlier about the boat, he went off in the direction the orcs came from.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I'm in, and I suggest we move quickly, for no particular reason. Just a thought.
Isuo's like, I like the hustle. All right.
What's got your gullet?
Doesn't matter. Let's just start heading out. Yeah.
I think at this point, Woodwort kind of makes his way through the crowd. He's got shorter legs, so it takes him a little while to get there. And he sees the group and says, well, this is my first time and last time in the city, so us heading out to the woods is probably the best plan we got. And I know you all didn't head to the city looking for friends, but you sure about to leave with some.
I try to give Mush a bite of the apple.
Mush will take it. Mush will eat anything.
I am trying to make friends.
It does look like, oh, okay, Kylie's coming back. Don't worry, Mike, I saw that. So as you guys make friends, Kylie's slowly returning back to the fold. What do you do from there, Amy?
Well, I'm fine with heading out tonight, I say as I try to feed Mush an apple and also slightly pat him on the head because he is about my height and my size. So
Sure thing. Really fast. Yes, Michael? What's up?
I was gonna say my character takes a deep drag from his pipe and blows out a smoke ring and says, "Well, tactics and planning it is," and then puffs out another little smoke arrow that goes through the smoke ring.
You know,
Now,
just for giggles, give me a performance check. Okay. I just want to see how epic this smoke ring with the bullseye is. I'm just curious.
On my dot, here it is.
The worst rolls.
Because if it's a critical fail,
Yeah,
I'm going to embarrass you.
Dirty 20.
No crit fail, but pretty good. It's a very solid, like the ring comes out, you know, like you guys see that movie with the mask, right? Called the Mask.
Yes.
You know, featuring the
heard of it.
mask. Yeah.
Yes.
So you have that moment of like, whew, perfect. And you kind of look, give it a minute. You shoot another one, and the arrow goes, whew. Perfect bullseye. And it's a real party. So Eloise gives Mush an apple, and you guys are bonding friendship over an apple, right? I don't want to interrupt that dialogue, by the way. Please continue if there's more to that.
No,
Oh.
I just give him a thing and then kind of take an assess of all the people that have gathered.
Okay. Wunderbar. Well, let's do this really fast because it sounds like the planning stage is coming up next, and it is a little past time for us to take a break. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick 10-minute break. Please, if you're there in the chat, have a great time. We're going to be right back. Maybe one of us might be checking in and saying hello. So until then, we'll be right back in 10 minutes. We'll see you at 9:53. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of episode 2. We have all had our drinks and our bathroom breaks. We are here to bring the sucker home. So that being said, where last we left off, Isawa and everyone in the group was starting to talk strategy. There's a large clamoring contingency, and Isawa has kind of looked over to the mayor, Vanessa, and they've kind of given this exchange of looks. And she's like, all right, I'll go rally these idiots to be quiet. So she starts to kind of pull the rest of the town away from this conversation. Now, as it stands, it's you, 6, 1, 2, 3, yep, you 6, Morel, the large gentleman with kind of the brown rusty armor and a red shirt that's kind of like falling apart, and blue pants, and this giant club. The guy's probably, he clears 6'2", 6'4" easily, but the club is about as big as him. So when he docks this sucker, he's got to make sure there's no one behind him. You guys, however, there is still the missing Larian boss. So Iswo is starting to talk tactics. He kind of reaches into his bag, pulls out what looks like this little mini stool, flicks it with a wrist, and it kind of bursts out into a stool. He comes down, sits down, props himself on this thing, strikes this very patient pose, and goes, okay, so we've just been attacked by orcs and goblins together. This is very unusual. With advanced tactics of siege, and instead of full raiding tactics, a very thought out, methodical string of attacks, hit and run. We can guess from their ballistics that they are approximately 2 days away, but in order for these hit and runs to work, that means they'd have to have some contingency closer by. For a tribe of orcs that is very violent and not organized, especially working alongside a group of the goblins who are also violent and unorganized, we have a very unusual precedent here. 2 nations working together that would normally barely even work with themselves, showing advanced tactics and distant locations. The way I look at it, you're all very tired. You just survived a hellacious invasion. So the 2 thoughts are, we strike out now, probably take the whole night to figure out where they are, exhaust yourselves, but maybe count on the fact that they are unaware of your presence, or we sleep and leave at first light. They might potentially remobilize in the morning, but at least you'd be on full rest, full food. And judging from the fact that that awesome little girl shot lightning out of her hands, I would imagine you probably want a few minutes to get that back too.
Sorry, what? You did what?
Oh, you
Yeah,
didn't
but
see
I
it.
can do it as many
You are
times as I
quite
want.
an intimidating little lady.
He goes, as many times as you... Man, my daughter has to make a chemical for that. That is insane. That's amazing.
I can show her how to do it. It's cool.
Noted. Good to know.
Michael, what's up?
Rufa is going to look over and glance at the map layout thing, and I'm going to use my investigator ability and take the case.
I'm glad you said that. This is a great time to take the case. The case of the attacking orcs and goblins, and we are now going to death march
I'll
too.
take the case. Rufa also goes. Rufa suggests first light, get some rest, and also while we are out, perhaps any able persons create a patrol. Like I said, we may not have a organized militia, but any able persons should at least patrol the area, just in case. Set up time, schedules, and all that.
I believe I may be biased in this situation, but I know my preference, and that is for the darkness. And it does seem we have a bit of a giant shiny coin in our favor, in case the need of distraction is in order. Sorry, did not mean to volunteer you, mate. You're just very big and bright and very shiny.
Hey, I guess it comes to territory. I'm not even offended. It's all good.
Why don't we meet somewhere in the middle? We head out tonight, camp on the edge of the woods, and if they get going and get coming, we can come back here and let everyone know.
Rufa wants to know, will we be able to procure perhaps a wagon or something?
A wagon's gonna make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have to rough it.
No, Rufa has to sleep on the ground. Oh no.
Rufa is not pleased, but I guess Rufa guess he must rough it.
The large man holding the club is just, you can hear him guffaw when he hears that the man who dresses very, very nice is going to have to sleep on the dirt. And he just kind of laughs and goes, I'll tell you one thing. It'd be awfully funny to be there to see those pretty clothes get nice and dirty. But unfortunately, I won't be there unless you pay me. That's my job, me and my brothers.
True. Rufa does not work for cheap either.
So the man goes, oh, so now we're talking about money. What was that, Kylie?
I was gonna say immediately Chionubis takes out the room and board money that Larian gave her and just hand it to him and say, "We leave now," and turns to Maythias and say, "If we don't leave now, you don't get my help, we don't get that boat, and you can say goodbye to this deal."
What are we waiting for then? I believe it's time to go.
So with that utter boss move, the guy who's got the giant club takes the pouch and he goes, I like the action you're selling. 1 minute. And he whistles. You know that kind of high pitch? I can't do it. But we all know that one. Yeah.
I don't think our audio equipment wants it to happen.
No. And our audience at home, you don't want that whistle to happen either because you would hate us. And he says, brothers, pack up. And you see, like, coming from the debris, like they've been there the whole time. They're coming out of trash receptacles. They're coming out of the dirty alleyways. They're breaking out of the most random of places. You see fully armed, albeit in shoddy, rusted, and broken down armor, a series of mercenaries just pop out. Their weapons are dull, but still on them. They have a look in their eye, a cagey look of they are ready for anything, but they haven't slept in a day. And they come, like, it's easily 20, 30 people just zoom in around this one guy. And he shouts, who's number one brother? And this one guy comes up and he goes, I am, brother. Good. Here's the money. We go on patrols. We protect the city. We're not going to let Ulfgar take it, and we're not going to let those idiots inside take it. We sleep in the streets like dogs. We patrol like dogs. Isn't that right, my brothers? And they all start barking in solidarity. And he goes, good job, brothers. Big Dog is going to run with this pack for tonight. In the meantime, stay warm. Make sure you're fed. Don't stay wet. Try to find shelter. What's up, Rufa?
Just curious, did anybody make note that Rufa also did say he doesn't work for cheap? Just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, the guy just like eyeballs you like, you can try and take this money if you really want to. I'm giving it to them. And then he turns. Yeah, no, was that Eloise?
I was just gonna say, Eloise just looks at all the barking dudes, and kind of just looks over her shoulder, and be like, I think I had a dream like this once, except I think they were actually dogs.
The large guy starts to laugh, and he introduces himself. He says, my name is Zashmaru. If you can't tell, me and my brother's not from here. But like a pack of dogs, we find our way anywhere. Yeah, well, no, keep going. Yeah, what's up, Eloise?
No, I just go, Eloise, nice to meet you.
He laughs the loudest, uproarious laugh you've ever heard, and he spits in his hand like it's a good old heavy glob, and he smacks yours and gives you the heartiest handshake you've ever got.
It just envelops the entire hand.
Oh yeah, and he's shaking your hand just like an adult, like yeah. You, in my eyes, you gave me a handshake. You are an adult. Here's a handshake, and he looks you in the eyes and he says, "Eloise, good to meet you. If you ever want to be a dog, just look in your nearest trash bin or back alley. Whistle for the dogs. We'll come finding you."
I'm familiar with those places.
Good. You probably see my brothers that are hiding. All
Probably.
right. So we're going out now, right? Because I'm starting to sober up, and I'm pretty sure they're getting bored.
Yes. I kind of look at the others, sorry, but I gotta find someone. Let's go.
I kind of clap the dog leader on his chest, and I say, "Let me know when I'm supposed to be impressed," and I continue on.
Whoa!
As he walks away, you see Zashmaru, who's still got this giant club, look at him and goes, "Let me know when I'm supposed to be impressed." Just like that, all sarcastic and not really paying attention. Michael.
Rufa looks over at Chionubis and go, "We just say you owe Rufa."
Is this gonna be a thing where people just keep incurring debt to you?
He's gonna have this giant book, season 3. Poof, all right.
Checks and balances.
Oh man.
He takes out a little notebook and just starts scribbling something on it.
Looks
Eloise
dead
just
in the eye.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
And
you
just he has his notebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's gonna hit it down. Say, I don't owe you anything. You can stay or come whether you want to or not. And continues onward because she's not having any of it right now.
We already owe someone a boat.
I don't have any more money to spend.
So, I'm guessing we are going to be moving forward with the leaving town before more debt is accrued. So that being said,
Yeah.
Isuo informs you that he's not going to join you. He's not really a fighter, not in that kind of sense. But he will give you a really good heads up. He's like, go southwest, move to the trees, don't stay on the roads, even though it's safe. If there's anyone out there in the trees, that's where they'll attack. Hunt for food if you need to. I'll see you in 4 days. Don't die. The only smart people in town. And with that, he kind of laughs, and then he kind of walks away.
Hey, y'all. Why didn't we ask him about his god? He has one of those, right? He said that.
He did, but when we talked to him about it, he was all like, cagey.
I don't feel like that's a good enough reason in this particular circumstance to be cagey about something like a god in your back pocket.
Ilona's like, he has a what?
Yeah.
Same.
I turned to her with like big white eyes and I'm just like, yeah, he had like a really spooky door that had all this like occult kind of stuff on it, and it was hidden and you weren't supposed to go in there, but then he was all like, I have a god on my side, and I was like, that's really cool. Does he like talk to you, and does he drown you? Is that like what he's like? Is it really cool? And he didn't tell me.
Yeah, it got real scary there right in the middle.
Oh.
It's not scary.
Okay.
And then I'm like, ow, I have 9 HP. It hurts.
Oh no! No. Medic! Med check! Heal people! People are dying! What's going on?
I got hit really bad last game, and if we're not sleeping, that's not good.
Oh, we're sleeping.
We're
taking
just
a break.
sleeping in the dirt.
Okay,
I feel
then
like
I'm
you
fine.
can take a nap.
Yeah, then I'm
While
fine.
piggybacking on someone.
I just like brush off all the blood and start walking.
brush off blood.
Yeah, just
That's fine.
Ilona winces and kind of just like, and as everyone starts walking, she's like, okay, I'll do it later. She'll be fine.
Oh, mentality. It's like, I'll do the rest later.
Okay, guys, back to civilization. And Woodwort like shoulders his pack and starts heading outside of the city walls towards the first trees he can find.
I'm like, who the hell are these people?
well, that one's Woodward. He
don't.
has a badger. It's really cool.
Oh,
And then that one's Rufa. He gave me clothes, but I don't know what to do with these. And then I keep walking.
Okay, I guess. So as we're walking, we're making introductions, yeah?
I don't know. I haven't introduced myself. I'm just like, you asked. Bye.
Sounds like it. People are walking.
Rufa just kind of does this kind of with his little tear-shaped fez. Goes, Rufa, Maestro of Grazie.
Buddy.
Have you ever been to a place called New Jack City?
Heard of it?
Yeah, I think I read about it once.
I'm not going anywhere near any other cities.
You, and he points to Rufa. Have you ever been there?
I heard of the place. I do like some of the music.
You would fit in quite well. And I continue on.
I was wondering, before we leave, does Rufa have time to go and do an outfit change?
No.
Nope.
Because they are straight dipping out, and if you go for like an amazing montage of style and flair, it's.
No, I was gonna say he's gonna change to darker clothes.
I can't blame him. He is the dancing diva of the South. Like
Vince
his
from
nature.
Yeah, darker clothes, maybe more sturdier fabrics.
No, man, you're gonna have to hoof it in your good clothes. Sorry, man.
Fine.
I trust Woodwort to lead the way because he looks like the one that is most familiar and jazzed for the forest.
Oh yeah, I know where I'm going. I mean, well, back to at least a place I understand.
Other than us six, who's coming along again?
Good question. So we have the 6 heroes that we see here on this lovely screen. We have Morel, who has shouldered his shield, kind of loosened up a bit, still wearing his armor, and he's clunking along. And you have Zashmaru, who is shouldering his giant club and just walking around, and he's singing kind of a funny song. You can tell it's like a pub song, but it's in a different language.
Okay.
Do any of us recognize this language?
Have any of you ever been to the island nation of Odeyasu?
Probably not.
Then unfortunately,
I don't know.
Maybe?
I read about it in a book.
I mean, it's possible to have read about it, but you could tell from like the moments where he's like, it's kind of very jaunty. Eventually, he kind of starts chuckling. Those are probably the parts where he said something very bad.
I just want to know. So we know what kind of marching order we're going to be, because Rufa's going to kind of put himself kind of in the middle of the marching order.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and really fast, Chionubis, have you ever been to Odiasu? I know you've traveled around a lot being a mercenary of sorts. Have you ever, is that any part of your backstory? Do you know for sure?
I don't know for sure, no.
Okay. Well, since that's the case, we'll just say if you were there, it wasn't long enough to pick up the local language. But let us decide marching order. Who is taking the lead on this soiree into the forest?
Oh, I'm the first one out. Yeah, Woodwort. Well, funnily enough, Woodwort's actually going to rely on Mush for this one. Mush badgers actually have low light vision and scent imprecise for 30 feet out. So he's kind of waiting to see if Woodwort at any given point smells something or sees something that he probably doesn't.
Okay. Making that marching order now. So we have Woodwort and Mush leading the fray.
Probably
Who-
next.
Say it again, Casey. You think you're going to be next?
I think I would be next. Yeah. It's kind of like following behind this interesting fellow and his companion, still trying to figure out when he got there. It's like.
All right. So Maythias is up next. Now, who's got behind Maythias?
I think I'm going to go behind Maythias, but also, as soon as we leave the city, I want to make a note that I'm basically using the seek action as every few, couple of times, just surroundings, perception checks.
Sure. We'll keep that in mind a little bit later. It may or may not pop up, so table that for now. Who wants to go after Rufa?
Cool.
All right. And who wants to go after Eloise?
I'm just gonna follow wherever Morel is because I feel emotionally obligated to him now. And the beefy boy needs some moral support.
Needy boy is a needy boy.
Yeah. I know that for sure. So we'll put that on pause for now. Chionubis, where is Chionubis going? Where's her
Probably last. Since she has low light vision, I feel like it's best to be last.
Nice. Okay.
Wait, we have a marching order, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Cheers to being a party.
Yeah, guys.
Yes.
You're officially on your first march. You are now officially a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Edge of Legend party.
We're pathfindering.
We're fighting a path.
Yeah. Jeez.
Now, that being said, there are still 2 people that need a place in this order. Technically 3. Morel, who is basically he's running to the front with Woodward, and he's kind of saying, I have really big shields, and you do not have one. Would it be all right, mate, if I take the front with you? We could walk side by side, maybe. Make sure.
I got a shield. It just don't look like much. And Woodwort pulls out this piece of basically like the side of an oak. It's kind of this jagged edged piece of bark with some leather on the back of it. I mean, it wouldn't do much good for you because you're a big fella, but for me, it ain't bad.
He kind of nods and smiles. He goes, "You know what? I think it is absolutely perfect. I'll take your lead then, mate. How about I stand behind you or to the side of you? How's that sound?"
Well, it sounds great to me. I mean, I wouldn't put it past me if I had to hide behind you at some point.
And he just kind of smiles like a big heaving sigh of relief, and for the first time since you met him, and he goes, "It would do me a great honor if you decided to hide your body behind mine." Yeah, that sounded right. Okay. Good job, Morel. Self high five. So Morel is now standing kind of to the right flank of Woodwort and Mush. Like he is gonna be the phalanx that will die beside you. which tells me, mentally speaking, that Ilona is probably behind him. So she's somewhere next to, not in the row, but next to Maythias and Rufius. We're going to put Ilona right there. And last but not least, we have Zashmaru. And Zashmaru doesn't seem to give a hell where you put him. He's just like, I know my job. Thing shows up, hit thing with stick. Die the first time, hit with stick harder. My job is very easy.
Simple but effective.
Zashmaru kind of like wags a finger and goes, I have a mantra. It's got me through many years of hard work. If might doesn't work, you're not using it hard enough.
Perfect.
Just might, and might again.
That's right. I guess you could say he's all might. Oh, God, no.
I certainly would not.
I wish we were playing all together out so I could hit you right now.
We should all get 1 hero point for that.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to roll, and if it's a good number, I'm not going to lie about it, you all get hero points. You ready?
What
This is a good number.
qualifies a good number?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. That's the best part. No one knows. It was the 15. I'm not going to give you that, but maybe if it was a 20, maybe I would have. Who knows? So,
So now we know a good number is literally the hardest thing to roll.
Yep.
yes.
Okay, now we're all established.
All right. So, where do you want Zashmaru? Because right now Zashmaru is just kind of like playing what I call John Madden, where he's just kind of all over the place.
He should be in the back with Chionubis.
What was that, Michael?
I was gonna say I was gonna suggest in front of me and Maythias because he's melee.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but if we have the one shield up front, so having another beefy dude in the back probably helps.
And also, Chionubis has a bow, which means anything that gets a little bit closer may need to be taken care of before she can pull her sidearm out.
True.
That's big brain energy. Big wrinkled brain.
Lead on, Oaken Shield.
Don't you have a third person too?
What was that? Was that Michael?
Don't we have like a third person as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yasuo was staying back.
Okay, I thought we had a third person.
Nope, we did not hire Jeremy.
Ah.
No.
I should have.
You know,
No, we should not have.
I can see that every time. It's like, Jerry, we're being attacked. From what direction? Anyway, so you guys are stomping off. Once you leave Cobbledale behind you, the smoldering smoke of what was left of the attack kind of fades off into the night horizon, and the smell, the soft, sweet smell, heavy with the moisture at night that gets stuck and clung in the leaf blades, starts to kind of enrich the air. And it gets cold. Not too cold, chills you to the bone a bit, but it's you can tough it through. And it's almost, you can feel through the moisture in the air and in the grass and the dark, cold sky at night, it almost seems to wash off the fire, the smoke, the debris, the battle that Cobbledale had just survived. That being said, you are marching out into a wood at night, into probable death, who knows? So I need a survival check for tracking.
Great.
Yes. And it doesn't have to be one person. Anyone can make a survival check. Who knows?
Oh.
Maybe you luck out and you step on a clue. Ooh.
Oh no, I actually have good survival stats. I'm surprised. Oh, that's because of all my books.
Wow. Knowledge is
You
power.
know how to use them.
Michael, what's up?
Instead of survival, would you mind if I roll nature?
I would give you that to understand the nature around you, but it wouldn't help you track through it.
Okay.
I'd like to start off because I think this is the first time it's been used in game. My survival skill, or Woodwort's survival skill, is has assurance.
Ooh.
And assurance means that I can choose a skill I'm trained in. I can forego rolling a skill check for that skill to instead receive a +10 plus the bonus.
Oh, so it's if you rolled a 10. Not
It says
bad.
if I rolled a 10. So I don't want to chance it at this point. My survival is a +7, so it's 17 total.
Not bad. Not bad at all. I want to see Chionubis. How badass is your survival check?
That was a 9.
On the die face?
4 on die face.
Oh, okay.
But
I
hey,
just really like the birds today.
I mean,
Those are some great birds.
look, your boat is out there somewhere being very pissy, so I mean, who knows?
She just has a lot on her mind. You
Are
know?
birds floating around your head because you rocked your noggin?
Bingo.
I healed that noggin.
So, Ian is taking a flat 17. Sydney, what was your roll?
A 19.
Damn.
Nice.
Books.
Can that be your battle cry? Books.
Yeah. Yes.
Casey, what'd you get for that survival? Did you roll
I
it?
got a 12.
All right, Amy, what'd you get?
16.
Okay, what'd you get there, Rufa?
16.
Okay.
Hey.
So I will say, the ones who beat the DC, Ian and Sydney, you start to have this moment as you're walking where you notice things out of place. Sydney, you start seeing some grass that looks trampled, like something heavy has been on there. You see some other foliage is kind of broken up. It's hard to find the pattern, but it definitely looks like it's been broken up a bit. The druid, as he's looking around, starts to see the odd depression of footprints. And knowing very well what feet look like when they're in the dirt and the mud, he can kind of start to understand these bigger ones with the broader top parts are the orcs, and these shorter ones with the very violent kind of daggery spokes coming out. Clearly the goblins. And you can kind of see the path they came and went. And after a long while, say maybe about an hour or two of hiking in the woods, you start to see the footprints get closer and closer together and get deeper in the mud. And you start to kind of figure out that you think you're getting closer to where a camp might be.
Would I be able to give, I know it may not count for much, but Mush does have scent imprecise out to 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Are these fresh enough tracks for him to get at least a scent of what an orc or goblin could smell like?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Great.
And while you're doing that, Michael.
As I said earlier, as soon as we're out of the city, I'm doing like constant seek actions. So I was
Sure.
wondering if does that trigger anything? Because you have to roll for the perception stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, it's nature, and everything that they're seeing, you're picking up shortly after. So you're doing okay.
Okay.
Ian.
Yes, that was a 19 for Mush's perception. Bent down and goes, "Okay, buddy, you got to keep your nose to the ground on this one. You got better than anybody else in the group. And honestly, after I get hit by that spear, we gotta show it to these people that worth keeping around."
Absolutely. So Mush gets a very strong scent from that, and as he does, you see the direction you're kind of walking. He really pays a lot of attention. His hackles start going up. You can kind of guess from his scent that you're about maybe 30 feet, maybe a little farther away from a camp. There's a lot of presence over there.
I want Woodwort stop short, I think at this point. He turns around to see Eloise and Maythias behind him,
Mm-hmm.
and says, "Well, I got you here. I think this part's yours."
Yes, I do believe you're right. I don't know how you still. I am a sneaky person, yet you sneak up. Well, yes.
You're supposed to look down.
He blends. I don't know. This is new to me. Yes, you're right. I will pass off into the west. Anyone else? rather decent at being quiet.
Sneaky. I can
So-
do it.
Really fast. Oh yeah, you're gonna sneak off too, Eloise?
Yeah. I can try going the other way, or should I go with you?
Let's go together. I think I might be needing that witchy bolt of yours at some point.
It's not witchy. It's electricity. I
Even-
can teach you. It's okay. And I start walking.
Very, very nice. I need Eloise and Maythias to make a perception check. A good one.
Perception, you say?
That's right, good sir.
I hope a 19 is good enough for you, sir.
All right, we'll see. Eloise, what's that perception check?
A dirty 20.
Okay.
Sometimes it
So-
helps to have the low ground.
I love it. Everyone's always like, no, I have the high ground. And it's Eloise going like, well, I have the low ground. So,
Just in case this comes up, I looked over my character sheet, and I'm a sensate gnome, which means I have imprecise sense out to 30 feet as well.
You're like, Mush, what do you smell? What do you smell? Oh, wait, I smell something
I
too.
smell that too.
oh, just to make sure your smells are all lined up.
Yeah.
So,
Incredible.
as you two are walking, you're doing your stealthy bit, right? How do I put this? Eloise, you see this rather unusual, crude metal thing jutting out of the mud, and you can start to see, kind of piercing through the mud of the forest floor, this odd channel kind of going through it. Maythias doesn't see it, and it looks like he's about to step on it.
I very quickly grab onto the back of his cloak and tug backwards as hard as I can and be like, stop.
I'm like, instinctively, when someone pulls on me, my blades go out. So like, she says, stop.
I like, and I point down to like right under where he's about to step. You gotta
Kinda-
set off a trap.
I kind of Peter Griffin step back a little bit. Good eye.
Again, low ground.
Oh crap. Does it look like I can disarm this in any way? Like, if say I happen to have a blade that could like cut a wire to, some.
Yes, in fact, you're kind of getting a crude idea of the mechanics of this. You can give a memory check to dismantle it.
Sure.
Are you good at thievery?
By the power of Liam O'Brien, 17.
So you bend down, and you start working this device, this trap. And as you do, the very unusual sound kicks off. It sounds like this weird click, and you hear this. And as you hear this noise, from out of the mud and dirt itself, this giant spear pops up and hits you with a 32. So I'm guessing it's hitting.
Jeez. All right.
Yeah. And whoa.
Sorry, everyone. Just a two-parter for me. Goodbye.
Yeah. So how much HP you have?
And we thought it was Chionubis.
I have
Joke's on you, it's the rogue.
What was that?
19 HP.
As the spear bursts out of the mud, hits you slam in the center of your chest. You bounce off the tip from the sudden impact, taking 15 damage.
Okay.
I don't have my focus point back.
This
Just a
spear
flesh wound.
was clearly designed to kill the one poor SOB that stepped on this thing and activated it. And it's like, the fact that you survived this is pretty impressive, huh?
I look at him on the ground and I'm just like, should we have just like stepped over it?
I just wanted to look at it and possibly disarm it. That did not happen.
I try to help him like heave it up.
Both of you give me strength checks. Actually, let's see. Who wants to take the main? Who wants to assist? Let's do it that way.
I am a halfling.
Strength or just straight up strength?
Yeah, because you're trying to push this thing back on its spot. You know, I'll even be generous. I'll give you athletics. But who wants to take primary spot on this?
Okay, they're the same.
What is your plus?
Me.
That's better than me.
Wow. All right.
All right, let's try. Cool.
What was that, Amy?
14.
Okay.
12.
So you put your hands on it and you're pushing it, and then you realize as you're moving it, this spear and as you're looking, this very oddly designed mechanism. It looks like it's got a weird spring and there's like weird metal rods jutting out, but they're all sharp and they're all poorly made. It looks like this is put together with chaos. And as you're trying to push it, you realize it's been in the wet mud all day and it's either full and clumped or it's rusty. And as you're pushing it, you're getting no purchase on it.
Okay, can you slide out? Or do you need me to go get somebody?
Am I able to, like, dislodge this spear in my chest?
Yeah, you're alive enough that you can probably just kind of move off, but there's like a deep cut and a nasty bruise around the impact point.
Oh, I would have guessed. Nevertheless, please get away from me, spear. Be gone, spear.
I'm a spear.
I love that. There's a new spell, banish weapon. They're like, no, get away from me, weapon.
Spear the dying.
Spear the dying. I love it. Hero point for your awful pun. I love it.
Yes, I'm going to place that in my wound. Nice hero point in the hole in my chest.
Hero points don't put life back on my HP, PJ.
But they're both HP. Hero point, HP.
You can only get one. Don't push it.
Please, sir. All right. Well,
Are you good? Or do you need to go back?
Well, I don't want to move very much, but perhaps, and it pains me, in addition to my chest, to say this, let us regroup.
I mean, I can scout ahead if you need me to.
That's fine. Whatever, and I, like, start to dog crawl back towards the group.
All right, so after a few...
reminded what level I am.
I run in like a 20. I come out like a 1. So you're all kind of there waiting for your two sneaky sneaks. They come back. They come back almost critically wounded.
I mean, I came back.
Yeah, I was going to see if I could scout ahead.
Perfect. All right, cool. Then what we're going to do is we're going to play Split the Party. Everyone's favorite pastime in tabletop RPGs. So first things first, we're going to deal with a quick segment of Maythias. And once that's addressed, we're going to have Metal Gear Eloise over here as she continues her awesome job. So first things first, you all see Maythias come up, horrible chest wound, bleeding in the whole lot.
What did you do?
Rufa just winces and goes, counted a spot of trouble, have we?
They have a spear, and I just lie on my back.
I see that. We all can see that.
Is he bleeding?
Does he have the effect bleed, or is he like...
Does he have the
no.
effect bleed? Okay, good.
No,
great,
he does not.
Cool.
I thought you were just like, is there blood? I'm like, doesn't bush shit?
Did you say there's a mush poop in the woods?
No, I just need to know what level of what I can do. Okay, just come here. Just come here. Heal me. Well, I'm gonna use heal. And I'm gonna roll my d10, and I'm gonna look at you and be like, stop dying. And you will get 8 points of HP back when I place my hand on your wound, and purple aura just kind of illuminates from that.
Thank you. Eloise is still in the woods. Just so we're clear, and I brush myself off and stand back up. My hood covering my face because shame.
Shame.
like a pissed off high school
Shame, ding, 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 shame.
kid. Bring out your shame. All right, so now we're gonna cut to Metal Gear Eloise as she continues her mission. So, as the spear is still kind of rigid and in the place where Maythias was standing at one point, you are now free to continue your stealth mission.
Okay, I'm gonna try to stay low to the ground and on like. Is there a tree line or is it just a forest?
It's just a forest, so there's kind of trees sporadically everywhere.
Okay, I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for traps as I go and kind of let that lead me in the right direction.
Okay. Give me... So you're trying to spot traps and let those traps be your guide?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check to spot traps.
Okay, would this count as a seek?
Yes.
Cool, I get +2.
Nice.
Because of an ability. Okay. That's 18.
Nice.
Yay.
So as you're walking and looking around, you don't see any traps. Nothing quite like last time. You don't see the paneling. You don't see the thing there. But what you do start seeing eventually is the kind of odd dancing smoke, the smolder of a campfire that's been put out. At this point, you're easily 25 feet away from, maybe even 35 feet away from the trap. Pretty deep in the woods.
So I see a trap. Do I see any creatures? Like any orcs, any goblins?
From where you're standing, you just see the smoke. The smoke from what you can gather from the fact that it's kind of like weak and wispy is that it's been put out probably in the past hour.
Okay. Am I able to get any closer without setting off the trap?
You don't have a confirmation of a trap yet.
Okay. I'm going to try to get closer, being as careful as I possibly can, just to see if there's anyone left at the campsite and being very sneaky.
Give me one last stealth check.
Okay.
Sneaky.
Sneaky. Well, that's 16.
There's my notes.
Because this is stealth and not with a seek, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
This is stealth. So you said it's 16?
Yes.
As you get closer, the mood gets very dark, very, very quiet. There's a cat in Casey's window. It's Arwen! As you're there, you note a campfire, a very crude campfire, dug a pit into the ground, and it's been covered and suppressed and everything, so that's where the smoke's coming from. You also note that there are easily 20 large bodies piled up around the place. They're all covered in kind of a weird assortment of fabrics. None of the fabrics are chiffon, by the way. And
They're very fancy people.
very, very fancy.
Rufa would have noticed.
Just, I can assume my fashion sense is tingling. So, you note there's also kind of these makeshift wooden racks with these large weapons posted on it. And yeah, so you are now standing in kind of like waist deep in an orc goblin camp. They're asleep for the night, and you are surrounded on all sides.
Okay, I don't think I can do. And about how far am I from where I was?
You are 50 feet away.
50 feet away from where I was?
Oh, I'm sorry. From the trap?
From like where I know everyone else is.
50 feet away from them.
50 feet away from them. Okay. So, I'm trying to see what the rules of this are.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say I have to see anybody. I think I need to know that they're there. Because it says the range is 120 feet and it targets one creature, but it doesn't say I have to see them.
Okay. No line of sight.
Yeah. I'm going to really quietly shuffle my feet back kind of behind something as much as I can. Like behind the weapons rack or like something so that I'm not fully exposed. And a message to Maythias and be like, there's a bunch of orcs here. They're all asleep. If you can actually be quiet, we might be able to get a jump on them. But they have a lot of stuff here. But they're sleeping, so shh. Follow the traps.
Kind of looking around, like, did anyone else hear that? Is she here? Eloise? Is that?
No.
No?
Oh.
Just how hard would you hit?
Well, it definitely felt. Oh, I feel all the pain in my chest, but not necessarily my brain. I heard the voice of Eloise. Would not be the strangest thing I've seen today or felt. Eloise apparently said that there are a large number of orcs, but they are sleeping. We could possibly get the jump on them. And if we can move quietly, I look at Morel like.
Morel's just all shoulders, like, I'm sorry. It's gonna take me like 15 minutes to take all this off if you want that.
No, that's fine. We'll give you a signal.
Reserve unit. Yeah, reserve unit. Me and the bloke in the back with the giant stick, we can be reserve. Yes, Michael.
Rufa looks over at Morel and the guy with the stick. Perhaps you have any weapons that could arranged?
Zashmaru has this kind of moment where he's like, yeah! And he kind of puts a stick down so it's sticking straight up out of the mud. And he reaches in his back and like takes out this wood, collapses this wood, finds a string, strings it up, and he's got a bow. And he's like, I keep a quiver in the back, a portable quiver. I'm a dead-eye shot back home, but, you know, no one fears a bow and arrow, but they fear a guy with a big stick, let me tell you.
I would suggest perhaps this opportunity you use the bow and arrow, at least in the beginning.
Zashmaru kind of nods and goes, but I like the stick, though. I like baiting him with the beady stick.
How about you poke him full of the little sticks, and then you wail on them with the big stick?
I'll make a deal with you, old man. When I run out of arrows, it's stick time.
Agreed.
And then he's kind of he looks kind of happy with himself. He's like, yeah, stick time.
Rufa's gonna pull out his own sling and rocks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna arm myself with that for now.
Very, very nice. All right. So, what's the plan? You're all gonna go sneak up on this place?
Oh, yeah. But I'll sneak and stay in the woods.
We
All
do
right.
have Bo with us, and I look to Chionubis.
Yeah, before that, can you ask the small child if she sees anyone blonde hair, looks grumpy all the time?
I don't know. Eloise?
God?
Does his
Think
intention,
hard.
does his intention to try to respond count?
If the spell says it's a two-way form of communication, then yeah, he is able to communicate.
As a free action on their turn, if they wish. No, they have to see me.
They have to see you. So
Yeah, I don't
Just
have
as-
to. They have to see me.
that's totally fine. Just as effective as that sounds, you see Maythias going, Eloise? And like into the ether, nothing happens. You get nothing.
Never mind.
sir.
Never mind.
And this
Never
is
mind. Never mind.
why I don't do the whole worship thing.
Perhaps you should wait
Yeah.
for the lass to come back so she did not get caught in crossfire.
No, I cannot allow her to go out there alone, and like I start to like shuffle and back the way I came.
How long has it been since I sent a message?
It's been maybe about 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. If I don't hear anything from them within like 5 minutes, like, or however long, how long did it take me to sneak here?
I would say it took you guys about a nice solid, going slow, low and slow, about 5 minutes to get there.
Okay, if I don't hear anything from them in 5 minutes, I'm gonna try to send another message.
Okay. Casey, give me another stealth check, because you did say you're going back out for her, right?
Yeah.
All right. While you're rolling
I'm
that,
following.
Rufa. Awesome. Chionubis is following. Rufa.
Rufa's gonna go, I'm good with the sneaky sneak do. I feel I should perhaps accompany you in case of sharp pointy sticks again.
I just kind of raise my hand a little bit, like as I'm walking, like to my back, like, look out for the spears.
The sharp sticky sticks.
The sharpest of sticky sticks. Chionubis, what is that stealth check?
23.
Nice. Ian, are you going with sneaky sneak style?
No, I think Woodwort's actually going to stay behind for the moment with Mush. He's going to move in, but I don't think he's going to try to get all the way into the middle of the combat. He's got plenty of ranged spells to kind of create that volley out there. But he is going to use guidance on anybody who is leaving.
Yeah.
So that gives you a +1 to attack, perception, a skill check or saving throw.
Cool.
So one-time use, though. So when you use it, it's done.
Yeah.
Yes, Sidney.
Who do you cast it on?
Oh,
Because I'll cast it on a different person, because I
It is
also
a
have it.
cantrip. So if you want to take half, I'll take the other. I can just basically do it for free.
Hell yeah.
At the time of the actions. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
Guidance.
It's like duck, guidance. All right. So, Sidney, are you also going with them? Are you also sneaking into combat?
Oh, I'm gonna stay with Woodwort, because I shouldn't be in the middle of a lot of combat unless I need to go in and heal people, because I'm squishy.
All right. Amy.
Nope, that's me going like, we said
Oh.
we were gonna sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To my
Sure did.
knowledge, no one made camp.
yeah, we definitely said we were gonna sleep.
We didn't. So,
Oh. Sleeping.
We're in too deep.
Yes. I like that attitude. You're in too deep. Valhalla. If we die, we die. Okay, so Chionubis, you had a stealth of 23. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Casey, what was yours?
Mine was 17. What is this world's equivalent to giving someone the bird? Because I would like to throw whatever sign that is up as I'm walking away.
Much like any good world, insults are cultural and relative. So I'm sure you could learn a giant, just palette of middle fingers and Swiss blade your finger as necessary.
Cool. Bird.
There you go. I flip the
Good.
bird.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone's gonna pass me because I'm walking pretty slow.
Right, Rufa, you said you were doing a stealth
Yeah.
check as well.
I'm
What
going
was that?
behind Maythias. And I got a 19. Oh, and also, do I get a guidance? Do I get a +1 on that?
Yes, if you want to put that towards your stealth, absolutely.
Okay, I'll go with the dirty 20 then.
All right, dirty 20, 23, and a 17. As the three of you stealth off in the darkness, it does take some time. Along the way, you hear this voice in your head. It kind of comes in like a soft and ephemeral whisper, like a ghost playing with your subconscious, and then you realize it's Eloise. Eloise, what do you say to Maythias as he is coming slowly to your spot?
Did you get my message? Are you on your way? There's another trap on the way, I think. So please don't stab yourself again. That was really not fun. Also, I can make a distraction, but I don't know if you're gonna be here. You can give me a sign. If I can see you, you can tell me. Okay, bye.
And since you don't have line of sight yet on Eloise,
Nope.
unfortunately, you cannot respond to that message.
I am still going to because I don't know any of that. And so I say, we are on our way. We will be there soon. We have come to give you aid. I just look back to everyone like, she's fine. She just said she's waiting. Nothing else. Anyway.
How far are we from Eloise now?
Good question. You don't know that yet. Rufa,
So
Can I every few feet use seek?
I will let you
For
use
traps and
it
stuff like that?
one time on the way. But yes, you can use a seek right now to find traps if you want.
Yeah, I will do that.
Go right ahead.
I thought don't you roll it or do I roll it?
right, because you're using your ability. It makes you roll it. Yeah, no problem. What was your bonus again to seek?
Let's see. I get a +1. No. Darn.
What's the total bonus? Give me the total bonus again.
Do I add perception or anything else like that, or?
Yeah, perception.
Oh, okay. That actually helps. Just give me
Yeah, I would hope so. Flat 1 would be horrible.
+8.
+8. You do not see any traps. However, you have a bad feeling that that you're just not finding them. So, as you continue, I need Rufa, I need Chionubis, and I need Maythias to make a perception check.
25. I am paying attention.
that someone is. It's not me.
Shame on me. Spear me twice. I'm probably dead.
So, Rufa, what was that perception check?
26.
Nice. Chionubis, what you got?
13.
Hey, I said something. That's not bad. I don't know why my octave is this high. So,
Because 50 was a good number.
yeah. So, you guys finally start settling onto the camp. And you can tell because the shrubbery is kind of broken apart. There's the pit with the faint smoke and a bunch of bodies lying around. You can tell from where you're standing that in every other direction, facing out, about maybe 20 feet off in the dark, you can see a very crude jury-rigged trap, similar to the one Maythias was very personally introduced to. And off in the distance, Maythias and Rufa, you can see this. You see this little figure hiding behind one of their makeshift weapon racks. You now have line of sight to Eloise. The three of you are now in the camp of the Orcs and Goblins, and you have not triggered any other traps.
Do I see them or are they too stealthy?
You see him.
Cool.
Can I?
It's like
tug- oh,
Just
So you see this little hand out and shaking from the weapons rack. What was that, Rufa?
I was gonna say I'm gonna tug on Maythias' shoulder or sleeve or whatever. First, point at the trap, and then point over at Eloise.
How much can I see with low light?
Low light's pretty good. I think most vision in this game is about 60 feet out, more or less. So you can see about half of that out.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to step out of the line of the other spear and to slowly and carefully make my way to the wavy hand.
All right. So, yes, Michael.
I was gonna say, is it possible to go around that trap? Or
Oh,
not?
the trap is 20 feet off in the distance.
Oh,
so
okay.
you see that
Okay.
direction. Yeah, you're
Okay.
fine.
I thought it was
So-
in front of us.
Oh, so all right. So, you guys are to meet and coalesce back at the orc camp. It's pitch black. Silence is the veil that is worn on everyone around here. Off in the distance, you have your muscle and your healers waiting in the reserve unit. The night is yours. And next time on Edge of Legend, we will see what happens when our heroes assault the orc camp in the dead of night. Really fast, let's go around and do introductions, starting with Ian.
My name is Ian, and I play Woodwort and roll for his companion Mush.
All right, and let me know that social media. Where can they find you at?
Oh yeah, Scoutmaster the Troop right here, Instagram, and you can also find me on Twitch if need be.
All right, Casey, hit them up with those deets.
Yes, I am Casey, and there's Kat behind me. Her name's Arlen, if anyone wants to know.
He's
And
so cute.
I am Cased Crusader on all of the things. You may have noticed me down in the chat saying hello, so thank you all for watching.
All right, Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy. I am Amory by the Sea everywhere on the internet. On most Tuesdays coming back from hiatus, you can find me and Case Crusader online at Talk Nerdy to Me Baby podcast, as well as I make YouTube videos at Amory by the Sea.
She
Thanks
does
for watching.
amazing stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Sydney.
Oh, hi, I'm Sidney. You can find me Sidney Rubino on all the social medias, and then I'm Sidney of Hightower on Twitch, but I don't use it yet. So if I do, I'll let you know.
All right. Next up, Michael.
Hello. I am Michael Powell, and I play Rufa. And you can find me all over the internet on my social medias, which is usually Mr. Kapao, MRKAPAO, and also my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Michael Powell does stuff because, well, I do a lot of stuff.
And last but not least, Chionubis, take it away.
Hey guys, I'm Kylie. I played Chionubis for this game. You can find me at Kai's Wonderful Life, anywhere and everywhere, and we'll see you next week.
All right, everyone, my name is PJ. As it says there, PJ.Megaw. You can find me all over the social medias as PJ.Megaw or on the occasional Twitters, _Mega_W. I have been your GM for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 2, and I cannot wait for the craziness of episode 3. Thank you very much for supporting this amazing dream. That being said, be safe. Good night. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Wait, who's in chat?